You know, when you look at pace of play, the Jazz last season were the slowest team in the NBA. Had just around 90 possessions a game. So that's how they were able to control pace and grind out wins.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Wasted no time on that one. Green's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Jazz trail by 5. Burke with it, 13 feet away. Here's Ingles. Second chance shot. Green with the block.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
And one note about the Jazz guys and their pace, it was clear that they were at their best in a slowed down tempo. They have a very strong front court, and when you slow things down and let them get set up, it definitely works in their favor. You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Iguodala with the steal, and now it's Livingston running. He can go all the way. Finished off the break. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Warriors?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. After the basket by Utah. No good from Spates. And here we go. Fast break. Burke's got it. And it's Spates with the rebound. Warriors leading by 5. And there's Barbosa. That's good on the assist by Iguodala. There's 49 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Burke, and the officials call a traveling violation.
That's 4 turnovers out of them already. Sloppy play in the early going.
And, Greg, it'll be a long day for them if they keep this up.
Iguodala, that's a 2-pointer. Ingles with the rebound. Jazz trail by 7. The 19-footer is on the money. 26 seconds left in the first quarter. And stolen by Hood. And Leandro Barbosa gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. All sorts of time. And Utah again with the bucket. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And stolen by Booker. And the Jazz pushing it up now. And he can't bank that one in. At the end of one, a closely contested game. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range, told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, I think Coach will allow me to take that shot, and it's tough.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. Burke's the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Favors is out there with Lyons. And it's Exum in at the point. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
The first one falls. You know, Clark, the thing you like about Derek Favors is he keeps adding to his game every year. You forget how young he is, too.
That's exactly right. We need a reminder. This guy came into the league very early, right after a year of college. Seems like he's been around forever.
The Jazz making a switch here. Gobert's checked in. And Hayward with the block. 4-on-3 break. Shoots. Kept alive. Warriors leading by 4. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
A nice bounce back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming quietly, but very efficient.
Curry, good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up, and oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Alec Burks.
And some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator because of the way he carries himself, and you know, a very level-headed, dignified young man, and just he has an air about him.
And Harrison Barnes at times has been criticized in the past for not being more, Clark, assertive on the court.
Well, you know, it's interesting. He had to weather the pressure of expectations since high school. I mean, people were comparing him to Kobe Bryant back then, but HB can't get caught up in that. He's got to be true to himself. You know what I tell guys? Do you.
Yeah.
Do you. Not as much success from behind the arc right now. I'd expect them to try to work the ball inside a little bit. I mean, it's one thing to knock down threes, but when they're not falling, I think you've got to go inside a little more as the game goes on.
Now, here's Exum. Andrew Bogut unable to get his shot to go. Exum's shot is off.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now. It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the game.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut, and that'll be his third foul so far. Spates checked in for Andrew Bogut. And a switcher also for Utah. Burks is checked in. Here's Favors. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Favors got 4 points now in the quarter. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. There's the dish to Spates. Some nice passing by Golden State here. The shot by Curry, no good.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop, and he gets the bucket. Green's got the lead up to 13 now for the Warriors.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for the Warriors. The Jazz also changing it up. Booker comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Joe Ingles in for Burks. And here's Iguodala outside. Rebound, Utah. Hayward's got his third rebound on the night. Offensive rebound. Gobert. And it's blocked by Curry. Nobody near Barnes. And the Warriors miss again.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Well, with the season the Warriors put together, they came out way ahead of everybody else in the West. I mean, given how tough the West was last year, that makes their 67-win season all the more impressive. One of the best in history in my mind.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Green. Barbosa comes in for Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Utah also making some changes. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Rodney Hood subbed in for Gordon Hayward. That's tipped. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
Especially now, Greg, with every possession being so crucial.
And stolen by Booker. And now Utah, fast break. Utah the rebound. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Spates. Utah calls timeout.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Jazz trail by 11. 1:14 left here in the second. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
And I don't know if anybody can tell you what he was thinking, because I certainly have no idea.
Here's Lyles. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. The Jazz again can't hit it, and it's Golden State's ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Iguodala, that's good.
Boy, they've got them on their heels the way they've been running the ball up and down, right down their throat.
Yeah, some explosive plays we're seeing now in transition have really keyed this run.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. It's going to be on Maurice Spates.
2 years ago, Utah drafted Trey Burke to be their point guard of the future. Then last year, they drafted Dante Exum. It set up quite a competition between those two.
And the second free throw, good. Getting back to the Burke-Exum rivalry last year, both young men showed some tremendous promise, yet both shot under 37% from the field. Greg, that's got to improve.
And it will. I mean, last season was tough for both guys in terms of getting used to a certain role. But remember also, when you come into this league, a league of men, and you're that young and you haven't matured, it's going to take you maybe 2 or 3 years before you can find that consistency. And then also factor in both were getting yanked in and out of the lineup. Tough challenge for those young players as they've dealt with the ebbs and flow of their confidence.
Here's Lyles.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Man, I like their approach to the game right now. There's tremendous aggression on both ends, putting the onus on the officials.
And Utah making a change here. He's perfect from the line this time. There's 14 seconds left in the first half of basketball. From outside the arc, Livingston, no luck. Ripped away. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Warriors ahead. They lead by 12.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, what has been the underlying principle?
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. Some nice stretches of basketball from them, and at one point, they pushed the lead up to 7. Things really started to heat up in that second quarter as they put together some nice runs and were able to pull out to a 12-point lead. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?